How many percentage Mexican would you say Cancun is?
1%.
1%? What is the best thing you can do in Cancun?
Fall in love, my friend.
With Americans or Mexicans?
With whoever you want or how many you want.
Cancun, the land of all-inclusive hotels, drunk Americans, and white sandy beaches. A place so touristy that it makes up 25% of all tourism revenue in Mexico.
On a quick glance, there isn't much more to add. Nonetheless, we decided to make our layover in Cancun 3 days long, so we had time to see if our expectations really match reality.
Welcome to Mexico, guys. We are in Cancun. We just landed and it's taco time.
This is a bucket list experience that we've been wanting to check off the list for so many years.
We have 5 tacos and 2 gringos here. And
Gringas.
Gringas.
Which is basically quesadillas.
And what did we pay?
I don't know.
Less than 100 pesos. I mean, the taco dough itself is next level. I never had this before.
Let me try, man. It's my turn now. It's a good taco, but I'm not blown away.
You're not?
Uh-oh. Are we in Mexico? You feel unsafe here?
No, I don't. But I feel alert.
You cannot drink the water in Mexico. Not even brush your teeth in it. Wow.
Look how lush it is here, huh?
We got Cancun at our feet, and today we are relaxed, energized, and we want to figure out, is Cancun just American tourists getting loaded?
The reason we are in Cancun is that we got plane tickets to here on a really good promotion. That's another story. Watch the other video we already made on that. But we realized instead of just leaving Cancun immediately, let's figure out if it is as touristy and as American as we have heard about.
It's crazy how the prices are so contrasty here, like 2 coffees, 144 pesos. Yesterday, 5 tacos, 2 gringas and a Coke, 100 pesos.
This makes me think that there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor people here, because we saw the really poor places yesterday, and I'm sure they would not be able to afford on a regular basis a coffee at Starbucks.
Luis has 12,000 trips and a 4.99 rating. That's insane. So one of the main concerns we had before coming here is that how do you get around? Because the taxis, you can't really trust them here. Turns out they have Uber here. Generally Uber worked okay, but waiting time was 15 to 20 minutes on average, and a few times we couldn't get an Uber at all. Anyway, it was time to visit the hotel zone.
Here's a good example on why we do not live in this area. This is not our kind of style, but I mean, for some people this is the shit, right? And if that's you, you gotta go to Cancun.
But should we just go get our Hard Rock Cancun t-shirt?
Why not?
This is Coco Bongo. This is the nightclub, the biggest one in Cancun, and everyone says you have to go there. Puts Vegas nightlife to shame. We have to go, man. We have to go. 7-Eleven on the beach.
This is the moment I've been looking the most forward to. Oh, it's so nice, and it's not even cold. I'm so happy.
So, first impressions of the beach here, Amelia?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the water is unbelievable, but when you look at the hotels here, I mean, they all look pretty old. I mean,
Except one.
This
one
hotel here is, yeah, it's fairly nice. But I also checked a room here. It's around $600
a night. But of course, that's not normal for hotels in Mexico. Right here, we are staying at a nice bed and breakfast for $40 a night.
That's pretty decent. Just like the sponsor of this video, Surfshark VPN.
So we have been ambassadors for Surfshark for several years now for one main reason. It's the best VPN on the market and at the lowest price.
We use a VPN on all our devices, and especially on a trip like this around Mexico where we're staying at so many different Airbnbs and hotels. And yes, the sun is very strong right here.
The Wi-Fi at these places are usually vulnerable and insecure, which is why a VPN is essential for your digital safety.
You only need one time where all your credentials and personal information is stolen.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Surfshark also allow us to access all Netflix content, as they have servers all over the world.
What are you watching on Netflix?
Man vs. Bee.
Today I think most people have a VPN, but if you haven't jumped on the VPN train, now is a good time. Amelie, what is the offer?
For just $2.49 a month, you can get unlimited access to Surfshark VPN.
Really?
Yeah,
It sounds too good to be true.
and there's more.
This also includes 3 free months and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Bam. It's irresistible. The problem with living here on the beach in the hotel zone is that all the good tacos are actually in the
Local spots.
center. So what do you want? Nice hotel at the beach, but a long drive to tacos? Nice tacos and a long drive to the beach.
We're staying in the taco zone, which we did not regret. Yeah, it might be semi-sketchy and far away from the beach, but some of the streets have a cool Bali vibe with lots of cool restaurants. In the hotel zone, you are ripped off everywhere you go, and except expensive fine dine restaurants, you generally won't find great restaurants. This is also because most of the hotels are all-inclusive, so why bother leaving your hotel when you have an all-day buffet next to the pool?
This is what we flew 8,000 kilometers for.
We really don't have this in Europe.
The reason we don't stay here is because Cancun for us is not about the beach only. But if you are here just to chill, spend time on the beach and sip cocktails, I think the hotel zone is where you need to be.
We had to turn back and walk 20 minutes back where we came from because we can't access the road where we are going. Pro tip, we have to go all the way back where we came from to leave the beach. The hotels, they own the beaches basically, and they've made sure that no foreigners that don't stay at the hotels come to enjoy the beach. You have no idea how much I've missed a coconut. They don't have them in Europe.
Oh my god. Now it's time to go for a shopping mall, which I'm not really sure why we're doing it. I guess we want to see if there's anything good there.
We honestly just went to have our expectations met. This we've seen a million times before, and our visit to Gucci was as riveting as it could get.
This is Gucci Resort Edition, so this is made for Cancun. I would never have thought a high-end brand would do resort collections.
Your shift is up.
I would never get a job at Hooters. They need to be super hot, the girls, I've heard.
We are only a lunch at Hooters away from a green card. I think we should look at the contrast to this place.
Estamos en Macaro 23.
This is where you get the contrast of poor and rich, I guess.
Authentic and touristy.
You know, you don't find Gucci here. Ah,
No, no para mí.
¿Con alcohol?
alcohol? Ooh.
Gracias, amiga.
This is why we are staying in the taco zone. We find places like this much more interesting. Sure, Cancun might not be a place of rich history, but there still is a local culture that gives Cancun a little bit of an edge.
To be honest, we were quite surprised that Cancun even had a market like this. And although we were still on our first 48 hours on Mexican soil, it felt like Mexico.
This is so much more interesting than looking at Gucci bags. I mean, this is what you travel for, right? Here you can get a kilo of dragon fruit for 35 pesos. That's more or less 10 times cheaper than it is in Portugal where we live.
It is definitely more interesting, but it's not a place where you go shopping spree because, yeah, it's like Chinese stuff. Hola, amigas.
Hola.
¿Todo bien? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Isaac,
Isaac.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Give me 1 second.
You'll show us your store?
Yeah, so anything.
Oh, I think it's 40 degrees Celsius, which is 112 Fahrenheit. We are Americans, almost.
Three of the same guys kept following us for 7 minutes or something. So when we walked to another destination, they would go together and they would split up and look at us.
Are you just paranoid though?
Aquí, toda esta zona es segura.
Okay.
Sí, la policía hasta cuida a los turistas.
Okay.
Pero de 2 cuadras para allá, no vayan.
Okay.
No vayan.
Sorry for no go.
No.
The line is too long.
No problem.
Welcome to Cancun. Wherever you need it, come right here. My store is your home.
We're walking down the side alley with 0 people around us, and it's actually a little bit okay. I think also it's because we're new here that we're like a little bit more insecure.
The same happened
In Brazil,
yeah.
in Cape Town, South Africa.
I think these tacos, they look legit.
You love Cancun and you hate Cancun.
I do not like Cancun.
Why?
Because Cancun is not Mexico. It doesn't show you anything about Mexico. It doesn't show you the vibes of Mexico. It's only for the people who go to the all-inclusive hotels, which is nothing. You have so much more to do, enjoy, and discover in Mexico.
I would say it's a love and hate relationship because he's right on the side that Cancun has no identity and it shows nothing about Mexico. I'm completely aware of that. But it's like you can live kind of the American dream here in Cancun. People come to work and make their life, and it's like a second chance, you know.
So is this so? Are you talking about the locals mainly?
Yeah. Most of the people that live in here were not born here. I would say that probably 85% of them.
So the Mexican dream is basically to get the American dream here in Cancun?
Yeah, somehow, because you can make plenty of money with taking the right choices.
So we just spent the last couple of hours here in the pool and we got a lot of new friends, locals. And you know, it's so interesting to hear from locals about what they think about Cancun because we come here, we've been here 2 days and we know nothing, okay? Like the tacos we've had, we found out we went the wrong places. I think that Cancun is what I expected, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a place where I'm like, oh, I want to come here again. It's
Although that walk on the beach today, Jon,
Yeah.
that was incredible.
true, incredibly long.
One conclusion that is easily made is that the people here are incredibly friendly, very helpful, very nice and warm and open.
Our new friends told us to come here because apparently this is where you have tacos.
They said you need to get taco al pastor con queso. Wow,
Oh my god, loco.
this is the best one so far.
This is why you have to talk to the locals when you travel, guys.
Cancun is not bad, guys. In the next one, we're going to Isla Mujeres, also here in Cancun, and they have the best beach in the world. Hasta mañana.
Hasta la mañana.
Hasta mañana.
La mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta la mañana.
No. Hasta la mañana, no. That's until
Hasta la mañana.
tomorrow. Like you don't say until the tomorrow.